G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of HT Monaro Build. So at the end of the last episode, I painted this. I reckon that's come out pretty schmicko. Happy with that. So club box doors been painted. Got Jamie Wincup and Craig Lowndes, their autographs. So I've bought some screws and some clips to put the headlight surrounds on. So I'm going to be doing that probably today, put them on. Now I've also bought paint to paint the grille. So it's a satin clear, it'll be the final clear coat. This is the 2J005 is the grille silver. Had that made up at the paint place. So 2J005 is supposed to be the Holden equivalent of grille silver. So that's for the silver. And this is the plastic primer. So what I'm doing at the moment, if you come over here, is I'm busy sanding this thing down, the grille. So I've nearly finished. It's a laborious job, but it's something that does need to be done. So all this has been done in here, both sides, upside down. I just got to do the outside edge around there. Then I'll give it a blast off with some air. And after I've blasted it with air, I will wipe it down with thinners and then give it a plastic primer. Put the plastic primer coat on it. It's a big job. It's been taking a while, but you know, it's something that needs to be done. Needs to be done properly. So taping up, I can't imagine taping it's going to be too much fun. But anyway, I thought I'd give you a bit of an update of what we're up to at the moment, and see if I can't get this grille painted and put the badges on it, maybe fit it, temporary fit it, because I've still got to put the radiator in. So I'll keep boxing them. Yeah, right everyone. Look, I've used this plastic primer on this, and I'm not real happy with the finish it on it, to be honest. It's left, I've never used it before, it's left these little bubbles and stuff everywhere. So I think what I'm going to need to do is just let that dry properly and then just give it a very light sand everywhere. I don't want to sand the primer off, but I just want to smooth the surface down. So I'm going to have to wait for that to dry properly. You can see all these bubbles everywhere. So that's going to affect the paint. A bit unfortunate. I've never used this stuff before. Plastic primer. It sort of goes on like thick water, if you like. I don't know how to describe it, but look, bubbles everywhere. So it's pretty thick when it sprays on. So maybe a bit of operator error, I don't know. But certainly not going to be able to paint on top of that without giving it a bit of a touch up. So give it an hour in the sun. A light sand. Feel these bubbles everywhere. Be a bit of a pain. I'll have to sand that whole bloody thing again. So anyway. G'day everyone, welcome back to another episode of HT Monaro Build. I think we're halfway through this episode. I started filming last time before I went to work, and never got enough content for an episode. So where are we at? I think last episode, if I'm not mistaken, we were assembling these. So these are the new indicators. I just spray painted the inside of those lenses with the chrome paint and assembled them. So they can get installed now. However, when the chromer, when he bloody did the chrome work, he's pulled these studs out on all of them and hasn't given them back to me. So that's not very helpful. So I had 2 spares off some other ones. I have, however, got some studs off a rear tail light lens. So hopefully they're the same stud. I'm sure they will be. And I'll be able to assemble them. I'm working on the grill at the moment. I'll show you what I've been doing there. Now, I can't remember where I was at last episode. Again, apologies. But I had just painted the grill. When I painted the grill, what happened is I used this product. Come with me. Sorry about this. Shed is an absolute shit pile. It needs a good clean, so apologies for that. Just not enough time in the day. So I'll use this primer, plastic primer. And what it did, I can't remember if I showed you or not. What it did was it left little bubbles. It wasn't a nice, clean, smooth finish. And it left run lines, like for example, you can probably see them across the top there. These run lines, I still haven't sanded them. See that? It just didn't, it just left all this bubbling everywhere. It was terrible. So, in my infinite wisdom, I decided to paint it anyway. And that was a mistake. I knew it was going to be a mistake. I made the mistake and I painted it. And of course, I just painted the black part. And of course, you could see all that bubbling through here everywhere on the paint. And it just didn't look good enough to put on our Monaro. So, what I've been doing, I went to the hobby shop and I bought these things from Sick Hobbies, $17.99. It's a little belt sander, a little stick sander with a belt on it. This one's 80 grit. And this one I got is 120 grit. So what I've been doing is I've sanded out all those irregularities and smoothed that off. Now I need to go through and sand it with a lighter grit, probably by hand with sandpaper will probably do. Give these finishes a bit better all the way through. A lot of work there, all the way there. I'm not sure if you can see all those scratches in that now, but it was a damn sight lot better than what it was. It needs to be done. Then I've got to work out whether I'm going to re-prime it or not. Some places like around here has actually gone through to the plastic. So there's some areas that will need re-priming. But I don't want to come up with the same mistake again, do I? So, you know, these marks. Anyway. So that's where I'm at. It's a pain in the ass job, but it needs doing. I want to get it done because I want to get the grill in the car with the headlights wired up and all that, the front end done. That'll just make it look good. Here's Sophie. Oh, I forgot to say Merry Christmas, everyone, and all the best for the new year. I was lucky enough to be home for Christmas this year, which was fantastic. However, I did get some Christmas presents. So check this out. This is from Bellarine Classic Autos from Dave and Cherie. I might just set this camera up on a tripod and show you, which I'm really excited to have. Brand spanking new indicator lenses. No cracking, no crazing, bit dusty, but brand new. That's the outer lens. Glove box hinges. I lost mine. New old stock. Brake lenses. Bloody beautiful. Brand spanking new. I mean, 50 years old, but brand new. So, very pleased with it. A box full of them. New indicator lens, all new old stock to put on the car. absolutely thrilled with the finish on them. Obviously they're dusty, they've been sitting on a shelf for 50 years or however many. But anyway, so that's very exciting. All new old stock parts. All Holden parts, so bloody stoked with that. Thank you, Dave and Cherie. Put them away in there. Didn't come cheap though, but I can't expect that. What else have we got? Another thing that Santa brought me, nothing to do with the Monaro, but because you're all rev heads, I'll show you anyway, is these I've got these flanges made up, thanks to my cousin Paul, if you're watching. I've got my 200 series, which you've probably seen in the background. It's got a boat loader up on the roof rack at the moment for the tinny. But look, this old 200 series V8 twin turbo diesel, as you probably know. I've had it tuned and it really does fly. This is a weapon. I've got my boat. You guys have seen the boat. It tows the boat. The boat's 3.44 tonne. It's a 9 metre long boat from front to back, from the back of the motors all the way to the front. She's a big unit, and the cruiser just tows that piece of piss. And I've got my caravan. My caravan's gross 2.7 tonne or something. But loaded up, you know, if we go up north or something, that could be up near 3.5 tonne as well. So anyway, the car tows it really well. I've had the gearbox tuned, need to wash, but I've had this all done. That was ages ago. And I've got a twin in a single 3.5 inch exhaust system, and there's a centre muffler in it. Anyway, I wanted them to take, the centre muffler is only the piece is only about 1 metre long, and it's got 2 flanges on either end where the centre muffler is. It's got a bit of pipe and a flange on either end. And I brought it to an exhaust shop and said, mate, just cut that out straight through it with another 3.5 inch bit of stainless pipe. And he went to do that and he ordered the flanges, but the flanges that he ordered, and he could not find this particular pattern of flange for a 3.5 inch system. Must have been the exhaust manufacturers make their own flanges. So he, in his wisdom, he put it back in for me and didn't charge me, which was great. Thanks Sound Exhaust in Port Kennedy. But he took a pattern of that. Now finally I've managed to give this to my cousin, who took to work. I'm going to tell you where he worked, don't want to get him in trouble. And in the machine shop they made these flanges. So now, car's booked in, it's about the 10th of January, to just get that little straight through pipe put in, so then this starts sounding a bit more V80, which we don't really need when we've got a Monaro, but it is what it is. So that's an update of where we've been, what we've been up to, and where we're going. So I want to get that grill done and spend a bit of time getting that painted, sanded back properly, because you can see the scratches in there. That was the 180 grit, which it needed, because it needed to get all those bloody horrible marks out of it. But we've done that. Continue on with the grill and try and get stuff done. But you know, with it being summer, having the boat part there, I'm finding it hard. I'm working a lot. I'm finding it hard to get stuff done on the Monaro. But look, I do thank you for your patience, and you know, probably be a bit like this for the next few months. There's a lot of work on it at the moment, but you know, work pays the bills. You might as well earn a bit of overtime while you can. So yeah, thank you for your patience. I'll keep putting episodes out when I can. Let's get into it. Thanks, guys. So I found 120 grits, what I need to start lifting these runs in here, but it's bringing it right back to metal, so I need to prime it again. So either find a different primer or put this on thinner or something. If anyone's got any experience with using plastic primer, and if you know what I'm talking about here and relate to my issues, would you mind popping a comment down and just telling me what your thoughts are? If I don't get this painted up this time around, I'll do it next time around. But you can see the lines in this particular light just in here. I've had a go at sanding that from the other side, but obviously in last night's light I didn't do it properly, so I'll have to get that stick out again and just sand that back, and then, you know, work my way back on the sandpaper too. I was going to leave marks everywhere, but yeah, she was pretty ordinary. I was pretty disappointed with the finish. So if you've got any comments, know a better way of applying that primer, or a better type of primer that goes on thinner, please let me know. Oh, what have we got?
Maltesers.
Maltesers. Happy days. Alright guys, thanks, I appreciate your comments on that. Can't win, eh? If I'm not sanding freaking stainless steel trims, I'm sanding this and sanding. I hate the job. All I seem to be doing, sanding. But look, we're getting there slowly. Well, we've been at this for a good couple of hours now, like 3 or 4 hours. Sort of halfway there. Absolute prick of a job to do it properly, but I'm just worried that if I don't sort of get it back to basically clean plastic again, then you're probably just going to see the same highs and lows in the paint again, which is not ideal. So I'm finding the primer's got quite a lip on it, or if you like, when you compare it against a bare surface with nothing on it. And plus it's a bit, I don't know, it's just tell it needs to come off and start scratching again to get a nice even coat. The problem with that other can that I had that I was telling you about was it comes out like in a stream rather than a spray, so it's not that fine. I don't know if it's just the brand I've had or whether they're all like that. It made it very hard to put thin coats on it because of primer. This is plastic primer, because of how thick the jet come out of spray. It really wasn't suitable, so I think another brand or something that might come out a bit finer and get a bit better finish on it, so that when you're painting it, you're getting a better finish. I'm sure there must, you know, like the one that I had, you wouldn't be able to do a carb bumper with that, so there must be finer brands there. If you've used them with good success, how about letting me know? Because, you know, like that there, you can actually see the lips in it. Do you know what I mean? So that's clean there. That's basically, I've got to get rid of all of that because it's leaving lips, and you'll see that when I paint it. So it just feels like you're never getting anything done because of jobs like this, just sanding jobs. This takes so long. A little bit frustrating, but it's hard to get content out too, to be honest, because you're stuck doing the same boring old jobs all the time. I'm sure you don't want to watch that. So anyway, I'm keen to hear what products you've used and what sort of success you've had with them. Let us know. Thanks. Well, as you can see, I'm slowly getting there. Quite happy with that finish. That's almost back to bare plastic. I've just got to do inside of these, each and every one of those. So it's taken a while. This episode I haven't really achieved as much as I wanted to, you know, with Christmas and all that sort of stuff. It's you know, you impacted on my time to be able to spend working on the car. So not much in this episode, but I did want to touch base just to show you things. Not sure if I showed you the tail shaft come. So they're 1350 yoke, slip yoke, and all the good unis and whatever. So yeah, that's ready to go in. So once I get that grill fully sanded, I'll film, painting it, and we'll put it back together. But for now, that's going to be the end of this episode. A bit light on content again. I apologise. Time hasn't been my friend lately, but hopefully in the new year we'll start getting things tracking along. But this episode, I just want to put it out there to let you know that I'm still alive and kicking, and still doing the build when I've got the time and the ability. So thanks, guys. Have a Merry Christmas and safe and prosperous New Year. And the next episode will be from 2022, year 2022. So stay safe, everyone. Cheers, guys.